care of, and we're gonna get ready to get this show started. So, let me know if y'all can hear me good. Let me know if the sound is good right now and everything, and then we're gonna definitely get into this show and definitely talk about some of these free agents that are available, and we're definitely going to talk about the combine, and then of course rumors are running amok right now as we speak, um, and we're definitely going to get this show started. So go ahead and make sure y'all go ahead and get into the make sure y'all go ahead and share this show out to everybody, and let everybody know where they can go and be able to join in on the conversation. And we're definitely going to talk about all of this. We got some of the top free agents available, and and then we're definitely going to be talking about the combine and what we thought of that, and what you might think is a who you might think is a good idea for the draft as well as free agency. So we're definitely going to get into all of that and everything. Glad everybody could join me, and we're going to go ahead and get this show started in less than 60 seconds. I had to basically make sure I had everything in working order, but it looks like everything is. So let's get this show on the road.
Hope you can still go. I never ran, sitting on, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your
Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody? What's going on, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? Welcome into TNT tonight. I'm your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a great episode on this evening as the combine has come and gone. The combine has passed us by, and we are now officially 1 week out from free agency. The league year starts on the 13th, next Wednesday. So at this time next week, free agency will be officially open. The NFL league year will officially be on and popping. But of course, before that, on Monday, the 11th, that is when the legal tampering period can begin. And, when that happens, that just means that a whole bunch of deals are going to start going out. A whole bunch of deals are going to start going out. A lot of a lot of things are going to start happening, and trying to get deals done, and trying to negotiate and things like that. But that we all know that that's when stuff is going to become official. Is Things are going to become official on the 13th, but you're going to hear a whole lot of stuff coming out as far as, um, you know, this team signed this person, that team signed this person, that team signed that person. So we know all of that is going to come out. So we're definitely going to talk about some of that and everything. But I'm glad everybody's with me. Again, make sure you follow me on Facebook at TNT Enforcers, on X at TNT Blue Enforcer, excuse me, and on Instagram at Titan underscore in underscore truth. Definitely make sure y'all follow me there and of course I forgot to actually post on Instagram, but I am doing that as we speak, just to make sure everybody knows that the show is on and popping, and they can come on in and join us and everything. So I'm actually doing that right now. So y'all bear with me. But this is an exciting time. And it's an exciting time to be a Titans fan. It's an exciting time to, for football. And I am beyond stoked about all of this. I am so excited about all of this. So, I mean, we're going to definitely have some fun. And there's the missus. How you doing? Welcome into the show and everything. But I know we had some others that are also here first, but got to acknowledge the missus. We got Pig Wickle. What's up? Over Chicken. It's a big week. Next week is even bigger. That is true. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's up? Good afternoon. We got Parker D saying he doesn't want Gabe Davis. Technically, I don't either. Titan South. What's up? Should we bring it to Davies White or Jordan Poyer? We're going to definitely talk about that because I saw Buffalo made a whole bunch of cuts within the last really within the last few hours. Definitely DO9. What's going on? I'm trying to see if I missed anything else. B Pain, what going on? What it do? Titan Rossi making an appearance. What's going on, man? And also happy International Women's Month. I am definitely going to be trying to work on getting some female guests on the show for the next few weeks to try to, celebrate Women's Month and things like that. Because you know what? Women, especially in the sports world, deserve to be honored and deserve to be shown the love that they deserve because, it's a tough the sports world is a tough market to get into anyway, and it's especially tough for women to get into. So we're definitely going to be celebrating Women's Month pretty much all month, and I'm going to try to hit a couple of home. I'm gonna try to hit a home run or two. I'm probably gonna strike out. I'm gonna try to see if I can get maybe one or two national female broadcasters or insiders and maybe see if I can, I don't know, maybe pull a Diana Rossini, maybe see if I can pull a Jamel Hill. I know I'm swinging for the fences, maybe a Josina Anderson. That's swinging for the fences, and I'm probably gonna strike out, but I figure I'm at least going to give it a try and see what we're gonna do with that. But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later. But right now, definitely make sure y'all share the show out. Everybody, as you're in, make sure you hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the like button. Hit the like button and also hit subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely go ahead and subscribe and also ring that bell and hit the bell, hit all under notifications so that way you know when I do go live. And then also, make sure you download on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Definitely make sure you do that as well. And so that way you will get notified whenever I have a show on there. If you can't, look at the physical, you can always go with the audio. But I do appreciate each and every one of you tuning into the show and everything. But let's get right into it. The combine just happened. And so the combine, just happened. And, definitely not only was that a time, excuse me, not only was that a time for these future prospects to show out and show that they belong in the NFL. Of course, there was also a lot of talking as far as possible rumors as well, and we're going to definitely get into that. We definitely going to definitely make sure that we get the best prospects and everything. And Parker D says we, the fan base, will help you get those interviews for sure. I appreciate that. And Parker D, continue to spread the word. Let all the Titan fans know where they need to come on and get the very best Tennessee Titans content, and also going forward, NFL content and Tennessee sports content because I'm gonna be bringing that back. I'm gonna be in the works with. I got somebody I'm kind of working with right now who is really in not only in Tennessee sports as far as working with the Tigers and Grizzlies, but you know they also know a little bit about Nashville SC and 901 FC as well. So I know there's some soccer heads out there too, and everything. But we're definitely gonna get into that because I see some of y'all are talking about possible cuts and cuts that have already been made. But the combine. And let's first talk about the actual prospects before we get into maybe some of the rumors that I've heard. And one thing that I thought was impressive, I definitely tried to. I really didn't watch a lot of the inside linebackers or anything like that because I really didn't think that was a huge need. Um, but I did watch the defensive backs, the corners, and a couple of safeties as well. Definitely watched some of the defensive linemen. There were definitely a couple that caught my eye. Um, Tried to watch a little bit of the tight ends as well, but you know, mainly the ones I definitely watched were the wide receivers and the offensive line. I was definitely paying attention to them more than anything else. So we're definitely going to get into all of that. But I want to definitely start with the defensive line, of course. Tavondre Sweat did work out. And you know was definitely impressive. We know he was very impressive in the Senior Bowl. But a couple of defensive linemen that I got my eye on. One is Florida State's Braden Fisk. I really got my eye on this kid because I mean he worked out really well, had himself a heck of a day. But I mean, of course, from the Senior Bowl, I was extremely impressed with this young man at the combine. I definitely really liked him. Another guy that I was kind of impressed with was Michigan's Chris Jenkins. He is the son, of course, of former Panthers defensive lineman Chris Jenkins Sr. And so he was definitely a guy that I was extremely impressed with at the combine as well. Those are just a couple of guys that definitely caught my eye and were extremely impressive to me. I am trying to see if I have anything. Let's see. I know I got offensive line 40 times. I had defensive back times. I had wide receiver. I'm trying to see if I had lineman, and I don't think I did. I don't think I got 40s from the linemen, but definitely a couple were impressive that I did like Braden Fisk and Chris Jenkins. Cornerback wise, a couple of guys that I was impressed with, besides maybe the very top, although Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, he put on a show. Quinyon Mitchell had a heck of a day. Um, I really liked him. Now, I will say if we trade back and we can't get none of those tackles or receivers, I would not mind taking a look at a Quinyon Mitchell at corner because you do need a corner. And he would be a shutdown corner. So, I mean, he would be, you know, a dark horse pick for me if we traded back, say, to 13 or, you know, 12, 13, or 14. And, like, you know, all obviously would be gone. Fashion New would be gone. You know, Neighbors and a Dunzier will be gone, you know, and things like that. I wouldn't mind a Quinyon Mitchell because I think he would be a very good corner and everything, but I definitely do like that. Um, a couple of other corners I was impressed with. One was from Auburn by the name of Nehemiah Nehemiah Pritchard. I liked his size. I liked his speed and everything. So I just thought he ran well, and I thought he did some things very well. Rutgers corner Max Melton, I was very much impressed with as well. I liked Cam Hart, of course, out of Notre Dame, had a very good Senior Bowl. Another guy that I was surprised that I would like is Boston College Elijah Jones. Was another guy that I was kind of impressed with out of the cornerback room. And then also at safety, Tyke Smith, safety from Georgia, and Dadrian Taylor Demerson from Texas Tech were a couple of safeties that I keep my eye on. Terrion Arnold, I thought was good. I thought Quinyon Mitchell ran better than him, in my honest opinion. I saw Parker D mention that. And Parker D says, I hope we trade back in the second round. I think the second round is where I think we should trade back. I wouldn't trade back from 7 unless it's an offer we cannot refuse. Like if the Vikings are giving a swap between, I believe, 11 and 7, and we're getting like a Justin Jefferson, and we pay him, then yeah, I would trade back from 7 to 11. If we're still gonna have 11 and we get Justin Jefferson, absolutely. That I don't think that would happen, but I'm just saying I would do that in a heartbeat and everything. So, that's that on that. Tight ends, a couple of guys I kept my eye on. Obviously, Brock Bowers did not work out, but a couple of guys that kind of caught my eye. Washington's Devin Culp at tight end. And like I said, I don't think the Vikings will do that either. It's wishful thinking. I did see a trade where, the Titans give up 7, but they would get 11 and Justin Jefferson. But I think we would be giving up 38. I think we give up 38. I can't remember if it was a first and or second round pick. I believe it's one or the other, but I believe it was a 2025 first. And I think it might have been the 4th round or 2. I'm not very sure. But I probably would have done it. But again, it's probably not going to happen with that. But definitely Devin Culp from Washington, Jaheim Bell from Florida State, and Kansas State's Ben Sinnott were about 3 tight ends I definitely liked and had my eye on throughout the combine. Man, the wide receivers. Let's get into them. What's up, Lou, man? Jacob Cowing from Arizona. I would like him in the 4th round. He may sneak into the 3rd round. I thought he ran well. He's, of course, shorter than I thought, but I thought he ran well, caught the ball very well, and things like that. Donnie Mitchell, I thought, had himself a nice day. He might very well go in the 1st round. Ladd McConkey out of Georgia, I was, of course, impressed with him. Probably be a very good slot receiver. Luke McCaffrey, I really like out of Rice. I just think, I think, him or McConkey are better versions of Kyle Phillips, in my opinion. Xavier Worthy, this kid, super fast. 4.2 140, broke the record that John Ross held back in 2017. And I mean, I thought that was impressive. Xavier Worthy. He didn't have to do nothing else the rest of the day. That pretty much put him possibly in the 1st round. And a lot of people are saying, well, you better hope Kansas City don't touch him. And I would agree. I'm hoping anybody trades up in front of Kansas City and snaps Xavier Worthy away from them, because you don't want Kansas City to have Xavier Worthy on that team. Absolutely not. Of course, I liked Rome Odunze out of Washington. He could end up being the 2nd wide receiver taken in this draft. I kind of liked Brian Thomas Jr. a little bit. I did see him drop a couple of balls in the gauntlet drill, which I do like the gauntlet drill. But Brian Thomas definitely flashed some speed. I believe he had a 4.36, I want to say. So he definitely ran very well. So people were asking me about Brendan Rice. I thought he ran all right. I know Jerry Rice was there. I think he caught the ball very well in the gauntlet drill. But I think he's a guy you take a flyer on maybe in the 4th round or later, maybe something like that. I think he could be one of those hidden gems that you don't think will be great in the second or third round, but then he could be a guy that sneaks up on you. So I did like that. Keon Coleman coming into the game with a chip on his shoulder. Brandon B. Page coming in. And B, we got to talk. There's a big game happening on September 14th. Memphis Tigers, Florida State Seminoles down at Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. I might want to make that trip. I might say, forget the Southern Heritage Classic. That's every year. This is a once in a lifetime game that we may not ever see again because they don't do a home and home. They don't do a home and home with Florida State. This is just a one time. So, I mean, that might be a game. Even if we get smoked, I think it will be a good game. That might be one I might have to hit up. Is Tigers Seminoles in Brandon said, F the classic. Memphis versus Florida State. He's like, F the classic. So I might definitely I think I'm definitely gonna try to make that trip. I don't know where the heck I'm gonna land if I fly because you know, because there's not really a airport nearby. There's really not an airport nearby that is close to Tallahassee, and you know, I think with Tallahassee you can't fly out of Memphis or anything, so that's gonna be a little tough. But definitely gonna try to find out what we can do as far as that. But I think I'm definitely gonna have to hit that game up. But let's keep going. Keon Coleman ran a little slow. Ran a 4.65. That did not impress me. That did not impress me. I gotta be honest. That kind of scared me a little bit. But he's a combat catcher. He's got a dog in him, so I definitely do like that. Here's now the offensive line is where I really paid some attention to. Of course, Joe Alt was as advertised. Definitely as advertised. Was very impressed with Wisconsin center Tanner Bortolini. I really thought, Bortolini I thought was impressive. I thought Kansas State guard Cooper Beebe was very good. Definitely look him up. Troy Fatanu out of Washington, a tackle. I think he could be sneaky good. I think he might could be sneaky first round good. BYU's Kingsley Suamataia. I liked how he worked out and everything. But a couple of guys that kind of caught my eye. Maryland's Gottlieb Azizi. I know I didn't say that right. From Maryland. And also Wyoming left tackle Frank Crum. Get an image of this guy. I mean, got the hair, aka the lettuce, flowing, but he had a heck of a day. Ran a 4.9 4.40, 10-yard split, 1.69. For tackles, they say average out to about 1.73. He did that. Joe Alt was at 1.74, which is good. Sua Mateo 1.74. I think Troy Fontanu, was like 1.73 or something like that. But this offensive line class is deep. And so if we did go receiver at 7, I think you still find yourself a very good starting offensive lineman in round 2. And I think you're going to be okay with that. So those are some of the guys that I was extremely impressed with at the Combine. If some of y'all watched the Combine, let me know some of the guys that y'all thought. Parker D said Keon Coleman is a slower DK Metcalf. I mean, again, there could be guys that don't work out very well, but in games, they ready. Overchicken says if the Apple Cup is in Washington State, I go every time. So of course, he's up there, Pullman, Washington, up there with where the Cougars are, or in Seattle with the Huskies. So definitely like that. Yeah, Titans been blessed this draft. Loaded O line class, wide receiver class. I agree. This is a good draft for the Tennessee Titans. They were kept saying it. If you need offensive linemen, if you need wide receivers, this is a good draft. So I think if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I'm grabbing maybe two, possibly three offensive linemen, and I'm grabbing a couple of receivers as well. So that's what I would do. Okay, okay, making sure we all good, and so we're gonna keep going. But yeah, I mean, let's see. Overchick says I live in Spokane, about an hour and a half outside of Pullman. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's right because I think the University of Washington, I believe, is in Seattle or Spokane. I know not Tacoma. No, Spokane is Gonzaga. I forgot about that. Spokane is where Gonzaga is. Okay, I remember that. Spokane is Gonzaga, if I'm not mistaken. I believe University of Washington is in Seattle, and then Pullman is Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. Overchicken, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I mean, there were definitely some impressive guys. Um, there were definitely some impressive guys that I definitely liked, and there's gonna be some other ones. You're gonna be hearing rumors, of course. A lot of pro days. A couple of pro days happened today, I believe, with Purdue and Northwestern this week. But then next week, once free agency kicks in, a lot of pro days are finna start kicking up as well. So you're really gonna be hearing about that as well. But of course, some other things that happened. Okay, yeah, forgive me. My my microphone is trying to act up again, and I mean, normally it's been doing good for the last couple of weeks, but now all of a sudden it wants to, start acting funny again. I don't like that. But let's see. Over Chicken says, yeah, UW is in Seattle, Washington State is in Pullman, Zags in Spokane. Um, yeah, because I remember the Memphis Tigers. I think the Tigers and the Zags did a game up in Washington, but they did it in Tacoma instead of Spokane, not in not down there, not where Gonzaga is in the kennel, but they did it in Tacoma. So I do remember that. I enjoyed those Memphis Tiger basketball games against Gonzaga. Those were a couple. I think there was one game against Gonzaga with Adam Morrison. I told people, I said I was doing play-by-play for the Tigers back in 2006. I want to say the best game I have ever seen at FedEx Forum. Hands down, the best game I've ever seen at FedEx Forum was, I believe the Tigers were number 1 in the country, and I think the Zags were like number 3 in the country going at it, I want to say. And Memphis got the win. I'm going to have to look that up and confirm, but I believe that was but I think after that, I don't think Memphis and Gonzaga have played each other since. Um, have played each other since. Now I think, yeah, it was I don't know, one where it was 83-72 in 2005. I remember that game, and that was in Memphis. Definitely do remember that. And then I know we met in the tournament I know we met in the tournament as well, and so I'm trying to find that one game. I think it was like a low scoring game. It was like maybe 51-45. Memphis happened to win, but that was a fun game. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Let's get back on track and let's talk about some of these rumors that have been running amok. And that is that of course, Rand Carthon basically mentioned how the Tennessee Titans are open for business. That the Titans like where they are at 7, but are they're open. They're willing to move down if the right team is if the right team is the right deal comes along. And so if the right deal comes along, then they would be willing to they'd be definitely willing to talk everything. So they were like, yeah, if they want to talk about it, let's do it and everything. But nobody really has inquired about that just yet. However, there have been some that have come out on Twitter. I believe it was by the 33rd team. And I'm not 100% certain, but I know I've seen some tweets. I've seen some tweets that that there are teams that are looking to possibly make moves. One being the Raiders. One being the Raiders at 13 could definitely look at moving up. Another team that's looking at possibly moving up, the Denver Broncos as well. And then, of course, another team that is rumored to possibly be looking at the Titans at 7, the Minnesota Vikings. So you got 3 teams that possibly could be looking at trading up. That could be looking at trading up around where the Titans are at 7. I know that like the Raiders have inquired about picks 5, 6, and 7. Obviously Denver is looking at 7, and also so is the Minnesota Vikings. So I mean that is a very, very interesting thing. And I mean, a lot of these teams are trying to get in front of Atlanta. Because right now at the very top, you're going to have Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. Right now, J.J. McCarthy in the top 10 is growing some steam. It's definitely growing some steam. Getting to the top 10. And, right now, after the first 3, you got Arizona at 4. They're probably not picking a quarterback. Arizona could be where it could be a position to trade down. Obviously, the Giants at 6 could be looking at a quarterback as well, possibly because they may be done with Daniel Jones. And so right now, I think we're sitting pretty at 7, where teams could be coming up to want to trade with us. Now, the good news is there's at least 3 teams acquiring, so there could be a bidding war, which means our number 7 pick is going to be pricey. And so we could get a nice haul for that, especially if there's a quarterback you want. And so if there's a quarterback, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than it normally would be. So I'm like, if I'm anybody, you want this quarterback? Give me your first next year. Give me your 1. If you're trading down, if it's Atlanta trying to make sure they get their quarterback and they trade 1 spot, I'll be like, hey, if you give me your 3rd, if you give me your 3rd rounder, fine. You can have 7. Give me your 3rd rounder. Maybe see if I can squeeze a 2nd next year. Maybe see if I can squeeze a 2nd next year out of Atlanta. Then, yeah, I'll give Atlanta the 8. Because, I mean, it's 1 spot. If Atlanta's willing to give up their second or third, their second and their third, or if they give up their third and maybe a 2 next year, then I wouldn't mind trading back one spot. Atlanta gets the quarterback. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. I apologize for this. I mean, normally this does not happen. This hasn't happened in a couple of weeks, so I'm kind of disappointed and a little upset right now about this, but we're going to keep going. Trading back with Atlanta, I wouldn't mind if they gave up like a third round pick. Maybe see if I can get a second. But if it is any other team like the Raiders or the Broncos or the Vikings trading back more than a few spots, I need a little bit more. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to want your 2 and or 3, and I'm going to probably want your number 1 next year, especially if you want a quarterback, because quarterbacks are much more expensive. And I'm like this. And I'll be like, with one of these teams, I'll be like, oh, you don't want to do that? Well, I got this other team on the line. They're willing to give me that. They're willing to give me that. So you're going to have to give me, I'll beat them. I'll be like, this other team is offering me their second round pick, their second and their third. And then offer me a second next year. What you got? And then maybe that team will say, okay, we'll give you our second round pick this year. We'll also give you our third round pick, and we'll give you a number 1 next year. If somebody comes to me with that, sign me up. Now, the only drawback is if you trade back to 11, 12, or 13, you are basically kicking yourself out of the Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze sweepstakes. And you're probably hoping that Olu Fashanu is there. Because if not, you're going to be drafting some other position. And what I might even do is say, you know what? Trade back even more. Pick up some more picks, if that's the case. So that would be something that I think I would try to do when it comes to that. But yeah, there's definitely some talk going on. There's definitely some talking going on and things like that. And, now, of course, there was something that came out, I don't really believe it, saying that Kirk Cousins was in Atlanta and was also in Nashville, making it seem like he was looking at a deal with maybe the Titans or the Falcons, which I don't think that's necessarily true. I know Russell Wilson just got released. So people think that, I think the 33rd team, thinks that that the Titans could be a place to fit, but Russell Wilson ain't looking to be no backup. He wants to start. Russell Wilson wants to start somewhere. Let's see. Overchicken said, I can see Denver and Vegas fighting to trade with us and get their quarterback first before the other team could. I can see that. And if it's a bidding war, I want the best possible deal. I need a number 1 next year. Absolutely. There's no way I'm not trading down without getting a number 1 next year. I am definitely trying to do that, especially again for a quarterback. If they were drafting like some other player, like an offensive lineman, okay, I kind of get the point. Parker D says Broncos could seriously be a trade partner. By the way, George Patton is terrible at trades. Hey, we'll definitely have to see about that. Parker D says, I'm trading back if a team offers a 2025 first round pick. If a 2025 first round pick is on the board, you have to highly consider it. You have to highly consider it. I definitely agree. Parker D said, you've been in the room before. No, you might need me in the room. I can't live with the suspense anymore. Can the draft just start? I'm down with that. Absolutely. But I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how some of these rumors actually play out, and if you know that even is you know, something that actually goes down. We're definitely going to find out. But this was, the 33rd, and now the 33rd team, you know, we're talking about rumors. Let's talk about the franchise tag. And a couple of notable people did get franchise tagged that could have been an interest to the Titans. One being T. Higgins with the Cincinnati Bengals. He got tagged. Another guy that got tagged that would have been an interest to the Tennessee Titans was L'Jarius Sneed, cornerback with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, he got tagged. Some other teams that got tagged. Jalen Johnson, cornerback for the Bears, got tagged. Josh Allen, the pass rusher from Jacksonville, got tagged. Michael Pittman got tagged in Indianapolis. So, you know, these are guys that I thought the Titans could definitely be very, very interested in. But, of course, Justin Madubuike got tagged in Baltimore. So, some guys that didn't get tagged. Okay, yeah, I apologize for that. I had some technical difficulties on my desktop, which I don't know why it's been giving me trouble recently. I don't really like that, but we're definitely going to continue on. We're going to continue on, and we're going to soldier on. But yes, I definitely do think that with the franchise tag, with this franchise tag, the Titans did not use a franchise tag on anybody. So, you know, a couple of guys that
definitely would have been of interest. Unfortunately, are franchise tagged, but there are some guys out there that are still available. Guys like a Chris Jones, guys like a Christian Wilkins, from Miami, guys like a Calvin Ridley from Jacksonville, who is definitely there. Geno Stone, the safety from Baltimore, could definitely be of interest. So those are a couple of possible picks that we could definitely look at with free agency on the way. Of course, another guy that I think a lot of people might be interested in, Hollywood Brown, could definitely use some speed and things like that. So, I mean, Parker D said 1 more week of Derrick Henry technically being on the team, truly the end of an era. And like I told y'all, I told some of y'all, I said, prepare for life without Derrick Henry. I tried to warn y'all about that, but nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to listen to me. And, everybody finna be all, sad and all sad and crying and disappointed. Oh my God, Derrick Henry is gone. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna be like, I told y'all this was going to happen. I told y'all that this was coming and that that this was not a game. Let me see. I think I have my I think I have my computer feed back. Gonna try to see if we can soldier on.
And so yeah, and try to make sure everybody can still hear me good. But um, but you know what? Um, but I mean, I told y'all to prepare for life without Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, unfortunately, is gonna be gone, and I told y'all that this was going to happen. I told y'all that this was going to happen and to prepare for it. A lot of people didn't want to listen to me on that. A lot of people just shook me off, said, why am I talking bad about the team? How dare I say Derrick Henry going to be gone? I'm like, we're moving into a new era, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving into an era where we're going to be passing the ball more instead of running the ball. So that's going to be the case. Them be the breaks. So it's okay. I know we love Derrick Henry. I do too. He's going to be in the Ring of Honor. He's going to be, one of the all-time greats for this team. But it's time to move on to a new era. Parker D says, imagine Chris Jones and Jeffrey Simmons on the same team. I mean, that's going to be difficult because Chris Jones is going to break the bank. Now, Christian Wilkins from Miami, I wouldn't mind that either. And the Titans do have the money. They could afford Chris Jones. They really could. I could see that. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this transpires. Because, I mean, free agency is 1 week away. The tampering period will start on Monday. So you're going to start hearing deals on Monday. I can guarantee you that. I mean, you got guys like Chris Jones, Christian Wilkins. I mean, if we did need another pass rusher, Danielle Hunter, a tackle, Tyron Smith is available. These are just a few. Saquon Barkley, I wouldn't mind him. Like I said, Calvin Ridley. A guy I think the Titans really can sign, Mike Onwenu from the Patriots. Could be more of a guard instead of a tackle, but definitely can see that. Leonard Williams, I really love me some Leonard Williams. I always have. I know the Titans have been linked to CJ Gardner Johnson. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I know we've been linked to him. Hollywood Brown is another. Patrick Queen, Lloyd Cushenberry, the center from Denver. We could use a backup quarterback. Another edge rusher again could be there. We need help at middle linebacker. Levante David, Devin White, a couple of guys that come to mind. So, there are plenty of solid players that are going to be available that the Titans could really take a look at. Curtis Samuel at receiver is another. So, the Tennessee Titans could be in prime position to do some real damage in free agency and not have to necessarily break the bank to do it. So I think this is going to be fun. I am so excited about this free agency period and this draft. And I'm just glad Mike Vrabel, Vrabel, isn't in control of all of this, because if he is, I would be nowhere near this excited. I would probably be crying because I know it's going to be boring. But I saw definitely on Titans Wire some guys that I think that Titans Wire think that they could take a look at. I believe it's Matthew Curry of Titans Wire. Was naming some guys. One would be center Andre James from Oakland. Definitely could be one. Kendall Fuller is another. Maybe Jacoby Brissett as a backup quarterback. I wouldn't mind that. Zach Moss as a backup running back. Anenwu, Awinu, who I had mentioned before, probably could be one of the higher paid. Geno Stone at safety. Looks like they mentioned a Raekwon Davis as well. Maybe you could get him on the cheap. That would be nice. Gabe Davis, I really don't care to get him. They mentioned in the center, a backup center, Nick Harris, who, of course, lost his job. But they're thinking because he was under Bill Callahan. Ronald Darby, perhaps. Kobe Parkinson, former tight end in Seattle, was just some guys that they, out of Titans Wire, they named could be guys that the Titans should get. But I say go for it. Definitely go for it. Definitely got to see. I say you got to go for it. You got to go big. You go hard or go home. He'll be back and retire as a Titan. Anyone that is upset. I'm just saying. It's time to move on. Christian Wilkins and Arden Key, funniest players on the team, on the same team. They would be jokesters, but they would get after the quarterback. Want some freaking dogs. We got big opportunity. We got our opportunities. I agree with that. We definitely will. And yes, I will be live next week. Obviously, I will also, if I hear of any deals before then, I will definitely bring that to you as well. So we definitely will get into that also. But I am definitely very excited about this period. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting to see which way the Titans go. And this could definitely change the way we look at the draft. It may guarantee us that we pick Joe Alt at 7. It may even say that we pick a Rome Odunze or Malik Neighbors at 7. I don't know. But, of course, my strategy has always been, if Joe Alt is there at 7, you take Joe Alt no matter what. And bang, the left side of your offensive line is set for the next 10 years. And you can go draft a receiver later. Now, but again, I could see us drafting a Malik Neighbor. Now, if Alt's gone, then it's either Neighbors or Odunze. and then you get yourself a tackle in the second round. So that's how we're going to definitely do that. What's up, Stevie? How's it going? But yeah, I think we're just gonna we're about to get ready to close this show out. And first thing I'm gonna do is definitely for all our wrestling fans out there, I gotta give props to Sting, to the wrestler, the icon known as Sting. He retired from wrestling after Sunday night. And for AEW, AEW Revolution was a heck of a night. I enjoyed myself. Got to see Sting went out undefeated as a tag team champion. Sting is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Always loved the paint. From when he started, I started watching WCW back in like the early 90s. Before right when the Monday Night Wars were really kicking off. And, Sting was a big part of that. And then, of course, he made his transformation to the NWO and the Wolfpack for life. And then, of course, his brief stint with the WWE and everything. But I definitely like the black and white and things like that. But definitely a big fan of Sting. I am a huge fan. Thank Sting for everything that he's done in the sport of professional wrestling. He will be forever missed. And congratulations on a terrific career. Dennis Rodman was in the NWO. Yes, he was for a moment. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for this show. Again, coming up next week, we will be talking about some of the free agent signings that start to become official. Do the Titans make some moves early? I know they want to be active but patient. They may not, blow your socks off right away. But I do think the Titans are going to make a move or two early. And then, of course, really clean up in maybe the second wave. We're definitely going to find out about that. But again, I got some things coming up around the horizon. I will be live for the draft as well. Hopefully my microphone will work a lot better than it has. But everybody, I just want to say thank you to all the support. Again, make sure y'all share this show out to everybody. Let everybody know wherever, where the best content can definitely be. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And I thank y'all for tuning in to TNT Tonight. I'm your man, Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. I will see y'all next week. And tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night.